Let's try again. Is everybody hearing us now?
Could you type, are you hearing?
Okay, let's try again to make sure everybody is hearing us appropriately. Great. Perfect. So let's restart. Hello and welcome to the Virtual Mix, hosted by EPL Properties Limited. I am your facilitator, Cassia DeVita. I am the Business Development and Marketing Manager of EPL Properties Limited. And I am so excited to be back this year with the Virtual Mix. Now, last year we had tons of fun and really made some headway with expanding our network for entrepreneurs. As you know, EPL Properties Limited hosts several business units, and even in this strange and uncharted time, we didn't want to forget you. Now, today we are here, socially distanced, in the EPL boardroom, discussing strategies to jumpstart your business in the new normal. Now, we've been working out all the kinks and honestly looking forward to seeing how it pans out eventually as we move into a new digital era. Things are not the same. Of course, we've been paying attention to the landscape and our network, and we've observed so many innovators taking the bulls by the horns and leading the way in staying relevant. One of those innovators is none other than Brendon Brathwaite of BUZZConcepts, who we have seen maintaining such a positive perspective during this time. So, we're here to pick his brain and share it with you. It's the night before the holiday, and well, we have nowhere to go. So, make yourself comfortable, relax, and enjoy. And welcome to the fore, Brendon Brathwaite, for our first episode of the Virtual Mix.
Oh yeah. Afternoon everyone and welcome to the mix. I am Brendon Brathwaite of BUZZConcepts, and believe me, it is over. This has been long overdue. I am happy that EPL reached out to me, and yes, I have some messages and some points that I want to share with you guys. Very detailed, and I think that you guys will have a good time within the next hour. Now, for some people, we also have you could actually now chat if you have any questions or any points to make during the presentation. It will be ideal for us to get some feedback from you, since of course it is live. We want to make sure that you feel that you're part of the experience here, and we'll of course answer as best as we could. Now, before I jump into the slides, I think a lot of there are some concerns in the sense of wondering how an event company is surviving now, where social distancing is like a requirement from the government. And you are seeing where all of us, and I don't represent every event planner, but all of us have gone through a serious time of reduction in demand. And while we are ready to supply, our guidelines say that we can't even supply. So in this new normal, I think there's a lot of questions to be asked. There's a lot of conversations to happen. And I think this is just one of them that, from my perspective, and based on my reading, would lend and shine some light for business people like myself, because believe me, I am also taking this advice to share, and hopefully the conversations that we do have actually pinpoint ways in which all of us could benefit as we move forward. I think I'll just run into the slides right now. So you'll see that the screen is right Add to live stream. So both of them. All right, that's yeah, cool. All right, so good. They're here now. All right, cool. We're just checking some kinks, making sure that everybody on, these things, every time we're doing anything live, it had to be a little technical. Make sure that, believe me, I have a team of people. It's like a real event going on. We have a team of people just making sure behind the scenes, making everything work. So, and we socially distancing. It's so cool. So, right. So, today, you all, is a very good day to start. We're exactly 100 days away. Well, the end of the year is 100 days away. And I have like one of my mantras to make every year the best year ever. And of course, this year is a different type of challenge. What is not easy is to put things in perspective and say, okay, while we have challenges, how are we going to overcome these challenges moving forward? What can we do? Right? Okay, so today this is what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss strategies to change your mindset, strategies to change the mindset of your team, tasks that would make you more productive and profitable as you and your business, and what I'm doing and what a few of my friends are doing in the industry as well as other industries to make it work in this new normal. All right. So this is what we're going to discuss: just the strategies, mindset, strategies for your team, strategies to make you more productive, and what's happening now with other companies as well as mine. All right. We have quotes that are happening throughout the presentation as well. So it says strictly, believe you can, and you're halfway there. All right. So your mindset. Your mindset, the self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, this is like a sociological term that says if you think of something, if you think positively, you basically will be positive. Like if you think you're going to be negative, you'll end up being negative. But what is important is this self-fulfilling prophecy to the sense of what you guys have to do within the next 100 days. You have to be really positive. And one of the tasks that I've done is generally I only talk to positive. I try my very best to talk to positive people and keep them in my circle. Now, it is not like I'm trying to tell you like to avoid people who talk negative, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. If anyone you can't work with, just simply don't encourage them in your circle. Especially don't discuss things about your dreams, your ambitions, or things that you want to do within the next year. Now, another way to enhance this is to use audiobooks. Now, I know some of you guys, I don't know if you know about audiobooks or know about online streaming for books, but I use Audible as an app, and I get a lot of good advice from, again, the books that I read. Nearly every day, like when I'm exercising, walking, or even doing work in the yard, like I'm listening to a book and I get positive messages. And then you also get the experiences from all these authors that make sense. Now, of course, maybe as we follow up to this, maybe we can post a few books for you guys to see. I'll just snapshot my audiobook library and share that with you. But in essence, the whole thing with regards to your mindset is the level of positivity you have to maintain. It is not easy, especially with the news and daunting issues. These things could really put you down. So it's important for you to really just keep that positivity and push forward. With regards to your mindset, again, you have to, like for me, it was within the first 2 months, and I think I'm speaking for a lot of my other producers as well. Within the first 2 months, we were like, we needed a holiday. It was so cool because everything was so slow. It was really excited because, like, for me, I started watching some movies that I never get to see. Was watching TV and, like experiencing life that I never had before because it was the most quietest time of my life. And I speak for other event producers as well who at this time was actually studying a lot more. People were doing project management. I know of a decorator that actually started to learn SketchUp and a few other templates and programs to enhance their knowledge in the industry. But the thing is, after the 3 months, when we realized that, you know what, it's not coming back to where we want it, and then instances of not actually getting money, it put a lot of businesses in a certain spot that we weren't really comfortable with. For me, for example, I most of my staff are not there anymore. I had to actually made them redundant because, again, we didn't have money to pay them, and that in essence would have created a negative mindset, because now tasks that you would have normally get support from on people, and then the security of the people as well is like your family just got, you just had to send your family home. It wasn't comforting, but these are some of the things that I did. One, after the 3 months, I realized, okay, this is not going to happen like I wanted to, and so this is some of the things we applied. I cleaned everything from my house, my phone, my computer, declutter. It was serious. Made trips to the dump that I never thought I would make. It was so cool. Now, another thing I did was write my goals down. All the things I wanted to do within this year, I had to put them in perspective. I had to say, okay, I didn't get it this year, and I had to now transfer them to another time with the hope that I could reach to some of them. But then I started to write shorter term goals. So when I was saying that, you wanted to, let's say you wanted to change your vehicle this year, or you wanted to purchase another asset. Like for me, I was going into more trussing and lights and that kind of thing. And that we had discussions with team members and other guys. Right after Carnival, our discussion was, okay, we're going to start getting quotes from China. And it was a cool scene, we really were planning. Those plans, even my suppliers in China are messaging me still to find out if we are still going to make the order, how is things in Trinidad, would the industry come back? So it's not only locally, it's globally. And so in writing my goals down and then reassessing them, of course, speaking it with my positive friends, all these things got a little clearer to put things into perspective. My daily agenda, and I would recommend anybody with their company, is to revisit your agenda. We've seen, and again, based on a lot of reading and research, where habits, your daily habits, is what makes you positive and what makes you like a superhuman. So for me, waking up early and getting things done early, and again, early mornings work best for me. I don't know if that is you, but in a sense of based on your habits, outside of just writing things down, habits such as reading, habits such as not watching a lot of TV, these things tend to really put your goals in perspective. Now, the next thing, I'll move on to the next slide. All right, so another quote: 2 important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. All right, moving on. So your team. Now, all right, your team, right? Now, what I want to pinpoint is that your team at this time would be looking at you for guidance and support. I have an external team of plenty young people. Well, some older than me, but most of them younger than me. And they are, some of them knocking, some of them calling. So what's going to happen? We haven't done a sports day. Will we ever do sports days again? Will we do a team builder again? And I have to encourage them, and we have to keep positive. I keep on saying the word positive, but it's true. And what I think for companies as well is the importance of doing a team builder. So the benefits are overwhelming. At the end of the day, it's not only about cohesion and understanding your mission and your vision, but it's really getting people together. Now, there are many options to apply now where you could even do virtual team builders. And so this is what I want you guys to consider. Get your teams together, organize a Zoom party, get your people together, and in essence, consider doing team building options. Now, if they are free, if you go online and search, you'll see virtual team builders, guidelines, and that kind of thing. If you need support, again, there are companies like mine and others that are doing these types of events now. So they're actually supporting online and virtual team builders. Now, there are things that people could do within their homes as well, even if they're working or they're working remotely or even in the office. And those things, so while people are in front of their computers, the team builders could happen. You could score it, you could put people in teams, all these different things, and ensure that at the end of the day, people feel that they are part of the company moving forward. Because right now, the levels of disconnect is like mind-blowing with regards to people understanding their position in an organization. All right? Now, another point is review your systems and let your team members be involved. So for us, we tend to have a system flowchart on how we would do all tasks. Right, we have a system flowchart that says from the first time we get a call, what we would do and how we would manage the process. Now, in instances like these, you're not getting a lot of calls, but when you do, you have to look and see if the system worked before. And so right now, like your system flowchart is a critical part towards ensuring that business, when it does come, not all the kinks, anything that you had kinks on before, are basically worked out moving forward. And that's one of the things that we've done. Now, other things that we've done is understanding our values much more. When the office was closed, it was, again, it was like the phone is not ringing. What we're going to do is a sad time, everybody down, and we're having faith that things would come back to where it would be. And while it's not, we basically had to get a little deep within ourselves to understand why we're here. Because easily you would want to say, you know what, let me go and get another job. Let me just say, okay, quit. Like everyone was saying, if you can't do events, and there are other industries such as catering and the airline booking agents, and these companies have no business, zero business. So, it's not like as easy as we have the skill set to say, let's go and do gardening or plant fruit, like what other people who opted to do different things at this time. It wasn't as easy as we would have wanted to. In fact, I know a few people who own bars, and they are also put in a different mix with regards to providing a service when at the end of the day, persons could go and buy their alcohol or something like that, just in a grocery versus actually going to a bar. So these are, and again, you can't make a lot of money if it's just curbside pickup and those types of things. So we tend to have a lot of different goals and objectives and values, and you have to get deep in and understanding why you're here and why you exist and who are you serving and what kind of problems you solve for them. So your team mindset is important. If you haven't maximized your online presence, it's time to do it now. And we've seen where from getting LinkedIn recommendations, going and having your Instagram up, your Facebook and your Twitter. In fact, some people are really now jumping on the TikTok. So not that it might be appealing to your market, but again, the quality of video and the types of, potential media that goes out, that it produces could easily go viral. So that becomes a benefit for your company's brand recall and all these other things. Now, another thing that I've done most recently with one of my new clients is refining packages. And I'll take a little stop here to just say what it's about. A lot of times companies provide a service and didn't realize that they could actually package the service a lot better. Now, packages work in such a way. It's almost like picking up KFC here, but almost like in KFC when you go and you say, you want a munch pack or you want something like that. That's a package. So you just basically, it's an easy choice for you. And a lot of times, I think as businesses, even small companies, seeing and creating packages becomes a trick. It's like what to put in the package, what do people want, and you now have to review to see what are the packages, what are your current packages if you have any, and if you don't have packages, creating packages. So we have now been considering things like, of course, well, our packages are team builder packages that we'll be, of course, sending to people. But I'll talk about what we're doing as we move on. But things like free delivery and online purchase options, and consider even using an app for your products. All these things are part of and parcel of your packages. You may want to do free delivery right now for the rest of the year, and this might be a real good option for you to consider, still meeting the demand for your business or meeting your customers halfway. So this is an important thing. But packages, again, if you want more information on packages and things that you could do, you can holler at me and I would be able to at least guide you. Okay, go on. All right, next thing, Napoleon Hill said, "A man that does more than what he is paid for will soon be paid for more than he does." Good point. Okay. All right, so your business now. So we reached the point where I want to talk about simple things for your business, things that your business should do. What is happening now is that businesses like mine or businesses like yours have to consider where we do a relaunch, because we are not selling right now. We cannot sell the same products. And even like EPL is a facility management company. They're selling the products, but again, they now understand that it's smaller numbers, it's more intimate spaces, it's more intimate meetings. And so they could market their products within this new mindset. And so in marketing in a whole, because people are not aware, a lot of times people are not even aware what is going on, we need to now almost like relaunch our brands. It's like you have to jump in and say, what, this is my brand, this is what I do. And tell your customers, especially your specific customers, because again, at this time, you don't want to be a hit and miss. You want your customers who know that they're custom using you, use you again. So review your customers, you tell them how they can now use your products and services and what you can use their products and services to suit, like how can you cater for them. So let me see, a question came in just now on business. They said, what's your opinion on starting a completely now company, right? Completely new company at this time? Well, one of my, and as we talk in business, one of my students asked me the same question about in June. She said, Brendon, I want to launch, and does it make sense to launch my business now? And I said, yeah, it's better to launch anything now. The thing is, if you understand business, you will understand that everyone is in the same position for the first time. Everyone has a low demand, everyone is very sketchy, everyone is worried, and it is no better time to enter the market now than ever before, because your position to get business is just as good as anybody else. And if you do, congratulations. So I say, yes, start a company now, and then again, it's slow, it's okay. You could catch up, you will be in business, market, grow, learn, and you will never fail. All right, so hope I answered that question. Have any more questions? No, you could go back. Okay. Right. Hold on, we're just organizing some slides. Yeah, so with regards to business people, just know. Just organizing some slides. Right. Now, so with regards to business, I'll tell you when. Yeah, that's good. That's okay. Slide 30. Right. That's it. Right. So yeah. So we have to review. So one like when we talk about like reviewing your customers and now and some people are jumping into marketing, right? And still marketing the products that they have from before. They're not looking at the products and seeing that these products really cannot be applied to my customers now. So it now is like a poor product review, really saying, yo, this right now these products won't work. And so if you're not doing that, that's something that I would recommend to jumpstart. This is looking at what is going to really fit within the needs of persons now. Now, I would also challenge you to relaunch before the end of the year. End of October, take a month and say, you know what, let me relaunch my brands and services, because the whole objective of this like jump starting is to use these last 100 days to advantage. And we have 100 days is not necessarily a lot of time, but in reality for businesses, 100 days is a lot. And you could switch around your business. Again, I think while people are waiting for 2021, I think you have to be ready for 2021. So your business have to like really be pumping. And that's what I told myself. Like I said, yo, like by January, I'll be ready. In fact, December, I'm going to have a fantastic month. And that's like linked to the self-fulfilling prophecy as well. So the thing is, you want to, with regards to your detailed relaunch and organizing that, I think those are one of the areas that you could work on. Let's move on. Any more questions? Right. Now, okay, now, with regards to your business as well, these are some things that businesses could do. Get your company profile edited. So if you haven't edited your company profile, this is important. Get your website redone. There are a lot of service providers now. People are jumping out of the woodworks with regards to providing like these types of services. So they're doing websites, managing your social media. I mean, we are doing it as well, but only for a few of our clients. LinkedIn references and referrals, getting those things up, and Instagram posts and pictures. Now, I'll stop here because I really like it, Instagram, and I'll tell you like where I've seen the benefits happen. I manage my 2 accounts, and you can post almost anything to get attention, one. But the relevance of the things that you post at this time, not every day, you will really have content to post because you're not generating new content. The thing is, you could, like in my case, like just today, I had a Way Back Wednesday and I looked through my phone to find content that's relevant to things that we did in the past, and I posted those. And so the Way Back Wednesdays and a historical account of things that you've done and pictures to document, those are things right now that are more important, because sometimes, and again, because everyone is now glued to social media, everyone has a phone, everyone knows what's going on online. So it's important for you to put your face out there. And I think with Instagram, it's already a good tool for a lot of businesses as well. All right. Now, areas to increase your demand. Remember one thing: little business is better than no business. And sometimes people are like, they would say, you know what, if you have a potential job, they will say, well, I don't want to do that because it's too small. It's not my type of client. I don't want to work as a consultant on something. I normally charge 50% or something like that. it is a real, when I mean it's a weird time, it's a time for us to consider how low can we go in order to stay alive. And not that not that I advise people to reduce their prices significantly, but look at your prices and speak to your clients. Ask your clients what they can pay and explain to them where you sit with regards to your profitability. Now, there are lots of situations that you could get yourself into, but I would recommend that you consider what are how low with regards to pricing, right? I have another question coming in, so let me answer this. How frequently should your company be doing posts like on Instagram and that kind of thing? Now, I would say, well, for me, I would say all the time. But what happens is that there are algorithms with regards to times of the day and frequency with regards to posts. Now, you could easily go on YouTube and search to find out the algorithms as it relates to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even TikTok to find out how and when you could post. Now, with regards to that timing though, again, right, I think in afternoons, you have to consider now that more people are on social media than ever before. So right now, I say go ahead, post and see what people like, what type of content people like. And don't be afraid to change up your content. A lot of times people post still pictures. Sometimes they don't gravitate to videos. Sometimes they move away from reposting things that other people post without like giving credit to, but they're afraid to repost. Reposting is fantastic. Everyone does it. And consider those types of things and things that you like as it relates to your business. Let's say, for example, you like cars. Don't be afraid to repost a fast car because it's relevant and people want content that is relevant to them. Yeah. Right. Let me see this next question. What is the best way to engage with your audience online through your posts? Boy, not really hard, but what you realize is people like to relate to you when it's real. And so in some instances, if you can go live with regards to your posts as well, like I think with Instagram, if you could go live and show people how things are made or show things what you do, I think that would be a very unique way in which to reach out to your client base. Similar to what we're doing now. EPL is going live basically to reach out to you, the client base, telling you guys about not only what they do, but also like the services. And again, they're concerned about businesses because businesses rent their properties. Follow? Making sense. So this is important for us to do as business people as well. Right? I think that's that. Right, don't change it. All right. Now, another thing that to revive demand is to consider which companies made money. Straight off, you could actually see the companies that are making money during this time. The hardwares, some of the groceries, some I would say media houses, and those type of things. And you can consider how you can ask them or link with them or provide services for them. Now, the thing is, a lot of persons jumped at COVID-19. In fact, COVID-19 was an opportunity for some businesses who made people off the bat started to make hand sanitizer. Some people provided drive-in services for picking up and dropping off and systems, and caught the pandemic in a time when the upswing to actually now launch a company to make sense. Now, entrepreneurs always solve problems, y'all. We've been doing it all the time, and this time is not like a time to even consider stopping. So I would recommend look at a problem, see how you can solve it, continue with your business and see if your business can run parallel to it, but make money. There's money to be made and there are problems to be solved. So I think that's like a real good opportunity there. Next slide. Of course, with regards to business, you want to ensure that the safety of your employees of course, mask sanitizers, temperature checks, and establish protocols and enforce them. Now, for the event industry, while we want to push for Carnival to happen in 2021, we want people to party, and so that the people could spend money and they could rent stuff, and there'll be lights and CO2 and everything out to make the event festive, from the caterers making money to the service providers. We are still in a position where we have to respect the fact that people in your space could be safe, and so it's important to just maintain those regulations as well as the ministry was saying. Next point. Now we have an area for more questions and answers. If you guys have more questions and questions now, please do so. Again, this is the mix is a live chat, so it's supposed to be chatting. So if you wanted to send some questions based on what you've seen thus far, we've really tried to pinpoint on areas such as what is strategies for the individual who runs the company, strategies for the team of persons, and then strategies for the business, and pinpoint all out of them. I can recap them like quickly if you guys need me to, but let's see if any questions come through. Yeah, you could probably just go to it.
So
What you asking then?
I'm asking it off camera,
Okay, no problem.
but for people with small businesses right now who are trying to I guess make the leap in terms of getting into whatever new avenue there is, how would you tell or how would you encourage somebody to go forth? Because telling them start a business, go ahead, might be easy to say, but
Right.
I think now we are even more scared to make the leap now
Right.
than we would have been initially.
Yeah, because everything was buoyant and you had money and
Mhm.
it had business and that kind of thing. But when you look at the opportunities, almost like considering going to school.
Mhm.
You went to school, you got an education, and then you launched out on to find a job. Right now, I think everyone is in school. So if you consider that every single business right now is in school and no one is out there actually working, this means that you're in a similar position as all other persons within that industry. And so being in that position is not a bad thing for an upstart. Right now, I think learning, studying, become a student of what you're doing. I think understudying companies and doing research, you don't get to do that when you're in business, when you're busy. So doing the necessary research and building on your knowledge base is like critical towards actually jumping out. What is the average cost you should pay for someone to manage a social media? Well, there are a lot of costs, and I don't know, it's a hard question. I would say realistically, there are some companies, like if you use advertising agency, it could be like high. I don't want to say what high is. I don't want to bad talk advertising agencies, but I've seen services online where persons would post, let's 2 posts a week and something like that and it borders around like 1,500. Persons actually responding to all social media and that kind of thing for 2,000 a month, 3,000 a month. Normally, for a brand to manage a brand, based on an individual providing a service, it ranges like from, let's say, one brand could be like $3,000, and that means that you operate like a 20 day a week, 20 day a month kind of thing. All right. Also, they ask if you okay. So just to follow up on that question with regards to social media, should you hire someone to do that? If you're not good at it, of course you should, and if you can afford it. Again, this is a good time to learn. I recommend that you learn about it, even because if you learn about it, you could know what to ask and manage and tell someone to do. So that is and again, when you say should you hire someone, hire someone. Should you look internally to have it done? If you can find the resources, of course, if you have resources internally, but remember, now more than ever, social media is a skill, and it is time consuming. People assume that just posting, you don't even need strategies, just post a picture. It's not like that. Again, proper brand record, proper content, clean content. Now, you don't want to put things out there that people are going to question, and it really reflects badly on your brand. So you want to make sure that you have it out there and it looks and feels and represents you all the time. Okay, all right. So yeah, there are many online courses happening now around the world, and there are also free ones as well. Udemy is one of the options that you can consider. But again, YouTube is there. Pinterest is there. You have things like that where if something is confusing you, easily reach out to it. Again, these things are free. And you know one thing I've realized too? Reaching out to a professional at this time, you would most likely get more assistance than ever before. If you ask someone who is doing film and video, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? They would more than be able to help you because they're somewhat free. So in essence, I think this is a time for real learning, and jump starting means that you would be ready once you apply a lot of these strategies to your whole mindset and your business and your company, and moving forward. We have more questions. That's what can we do to stay motivated? Yeah, and I think when you ask that question, I've mentioned it in the presentation before, but I really think audiobooks and reading books on positive things, and like my sister laughs at me when I listen to YouTube on my headphones. I listen to some YouTube videos that I downloaded and converted to sound that talks about you could do it, and it's almost like like a boxer, like it chain you up. Like I listen to this and it tells me like you could do it. So it's more along the lines of getting your mind in the right place. Motivated, it has to come from within. You have to know what the long run plan is and what the long run goal is. But I really think motivation a lot of the time rely on the people you have around you. The more you have positive people around you, the more that you maintain friends and people who at the end of the day will tell you, hey, you could do this differently, or talk to you. Significant others is a major part too. Their voice actually is in your head when you consider to relax and not consider doing or going an extra mile. So I think that's a real strong point to being motivated. More questions coming. We have about like 6 minutes left on the live, and again we encouraging people to consider like what is business and what is business now and what is business going to be in the future. And while we do have a crystal ball, we do have like foolproof techniques that will never fail no matter what you do. Any advice for persons in the fitness industry? Now, we've seen where, okay, I like that. Oh, for the fitness people, EPL has fitness in the first weekend of October, right? They have a fitness week, right? A virtual fitness week. And again, just saying that's where a lot of businesses going virtual. Now, we are monetizing these things, however, it's not as easy. We've seen where people are taking the gyms to the park. They're doing more CrossFit than ever before. And while I would even encourage EPL to consider taking the fitness to the car park, considering people are going to social distance, once again the government figures out how we're managing the numbers and different protocols start being communicated, I think people are going to get creative, and a creative way is doing it virtually. Liaise with your client, tell them, okay, log on at this time, and you guide them through, because you can actually see them, and guide them through the process of being fit and healthy. So yeah, I think that's a good point for people in gym. What else can we do? Now, let me see what else I have here. All right, my accountant Gregory would always say, get your accounts in order, and I think that's somewhere in which even I at this time I've like, there in business, like, because you're not making money and you're actually collecting, like, so for us, we were still account receivables, we were still collecting money throughout the process. In fact, I still collecting, as well as my service providers, people who I owe, so I'm still paying. So when I collect now, I have to manage and pay, and so that whole cash flow system as it relates in this time, because remember, you're not making the amount of money you used to make before. So it would mean that there's a cash inflow, a cash outflow, and the working capital in between is what we had to manage. So that whole working capital could be a nightmare, you all. And we have to, as business people, be able to, of course, liaise with our service providers and tell them and hope that they understand. Now, only my close service providers understand, like, totally what's going on. So they've been so patient, and believe me, bless them, bless all of them. Because if that wasn't the case, I think people would be knocking on your door. People would be going mad, and they would say, yo, give me my money, and that kind of thing. But this is the reality of business as it relates to now, though. So it's truly relevant. Yeah. So we have 5 more minutes. Okay, well, what else, boy? Let's recap now. Let's recap. Let's go back to the top, because some people may have come in late. I don't know if we could go right page up. Right. So y'all, this is what we're gonna like. These are mindset strategies with regards to business people. Self-fulfilling prophecy. We said once you speak it, you basically would believe it. So only speak positive, only think positive. Really push yourself to, like, believe that you're going to finish the year strong. You have 100 days, use these 100 days to your advantage. I would recommend you make an agenda for these 100 days, break them up into days of 20. So, for the next 20 days, this is what I'm going to do next 20 days, so that you don't set yourself up for failure. Don't say, at the end of the 100 days, I'm going to do this. Break it down into smaller parts so that you can actually have things that you could achieve. Talk to positive friends. Again, one of my closest friends is Jerome Prasia, and believe me, we keep on patting each other on the back and supporting each other with positive talk right through to keep each other afloat, because he's not doing enough. Of course, he's not getting gigs that he would love, and I'm not getting gigs that I would love either. But the ones that I'm getting, I'm happy with. But you know what it goes. Get back to your most positive time of your life and do those things. Clean everything. I mentioned that. Declutter. Write down your goals, and we talk about that already. And your daily agenda is your savior. We have more questions coming in. Hold on. Okay, so Jennifer Wallace. Going on social media has its benefits, but how do I stand out from all the other gyms? Okay, all right, cool. Well, in reality, the thing is about being unique. The thing about being unique, and is that only you could do what you do. I used to study that before, like when I was starting off in event planning. People used to say, because I teach event planning, and I teach people to compete with myself. Like I teach people to compete. In fact, in my office, when I was like having an office, I would teach people how to do events while they were there, so people would eventually leave and compete, which is expected. The thing is, only you could do what you do, and the more that you study and the more that you become yourself, is the more that you can add more love to your brand and be specific to it. I would recommend you consider the uniqueness of your brand and push that level, and you'll be able to stand out from everybody else. The things that interest you, most likely your other customers will be interested in as well. So it should be safe. Right. All right. So we're going to wrap up soon. I want to, of course, thank EPL for having me. This was the first online activity of this nature for them, and I think it's a good way forward with regards to reaching their potential target market. We know that businesses right now are in a different mindset. We know that people are in a different mindset. Everything is not the same. This new normal is a challenge for us all. But in reality, I think once we have a different mindset and stay positive, we should be fine. All right. So thank you again for having me. And people, reach out to me on social media, Instagram, that's big _B Buzz right there, as well as BUZZConcepts, and I'll be able to assist you in any way. Do enjoy the rest of it. Thanks.
Hi. So I'm wearing my mask because that's what we're supposed to do. I don't know if you can hear me properly, so I'm going to take it off, but Brendon is going to move about 10 feet away.
I'm gone.
Oh, he's gone. So thank you guys so much for coming and being part of the conversation. We really, really enjoyed getting your comments, really great questions. And I just want to reiterate what Brendon spoke about, because, you know, this is a time right now to really upskill and improve yourself. There's so much opportunity. There's so much content online that we can look at. He mentioned Pinterest. He mentioned YouTube. I mean, in terms of starting a new business, there's opportunity to sew things, to build things. There's so many DIY projects and things that you can do. You might actually find a skill that you didn't think you had. You might find something that you are good at that you didn't realize before because you didn't have this downtime. So while this downtime has been scary, while we feel like, oh my gosh, you know, the sky is falling, we really have to look at the positive aspects of what is going on. We have an opportunity to win each and every day once we put our best foot forward. EPL has been trying to do that. We've had our custodial services that we've relaunched. You know, right now people are looking to have things sanitized. People are looking to have things clean, and we are here to serve you. So check out our pages, check out all the information that we have available, and we will be able to provide those services for you. You know, we've had the mix last year. It was a live event. People came, they had a fun time, that kind of thing. And this year we're like, you know what are we gonna do? Are we gonna have the mix? But here we are at the mix. See, at the corner of your screen, we're at the mix. We had Brendon here, who was actually the first person at the mix the first time. So, you know, he's been with us through this entire time. He's stuck by us, and we really appreciate it because we've been able to provide you meaningful content to help you along the way. So stay tuned. We are going to be doing another episode or another session in October with great people, of course, that are going to be able to give you a lot of knowledge, a lot of advice, sound advice, things that you can use, relatable advice. You know, I love what Brendon was talking about in terms of being you. You know, you are creating social media content, and it's so important to just do what really makes you tick, what makes your brand, you know, thrive. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. Be yourself. And that really is a main selling point, because when people buy into your business, they're buying into you, right? As an entrepreneur. So we just want to thank you very much. I don't know if there are any more questions, but as it stands, you know, everything that you have going on right now, the mix is here to just give you a little support, right? All our sessions are free until the end of the year. Next year, you're going to be creating even better content. So right now, take advantage. All you need to do is just log on to the live. We're going to give you the dates before. And, you know, join us. Have a good time. Ask what questions you have to answer. No question is out of bounds. If it's out of bounds, well, we'll let you know. But at this point, I think we handled it pretty well. We're really grateful for Brendon being here. He's all packed up. He's 10 feet away. You know, even the social distancing has become kind of tedious, but what you're going to do, we don't have a choice but to follow up and do what we have to do. So we just want to remind everybody to please take this life seriously follow the protocols. People don't go running on the beaches in the middle of the night. It's not something for you to do. If you want to have your micro wedding though, check us out. We are still doing micro weddings. As per the regulations, it's only 10 people, so we can sort you out. Come check us out. We make sure to have exactly what you need to make it day special, even within this time. Right? Check us out for the mix. We'll be able to sort you out. And for our custodial services, just give us a call at 225-4375 and we'll be able to help you out there as well. So we only have 2 more minutes. We don't want to end before 9 p.m. because, we promised you an action-packed 1 full hour, right? Don't forget our EPL. EPL has its fitness week in October. We're going to see how long we can do this project, but you're going to have a lot of virtual workouts. You're going to have nutritional advice, promotions, and even possibly free gym membership for when gyms reopen. Because at the end of the day, we do know that things are going to get back to a place of normalcy at some point. But rather than expecting it to go back to where it used to be, let's think about where it can go moving forward, how much better it can be. Now people are having online payment platforms. We have so many great things happening. So utilize what you have in place. Take advantage. Take advantage of us, okay? We will see you next month for our other episodes. Stay tuned to our page. Put your notifications on so whenever we post something, you see it. Follow us on Instagram at EPL Events. You can follow our other pages, EPL Properties Limited Sporting Complex and EPL Properties Limited, to see all the range of services that we have. So we want to thank you guys for coming and just, have a great night. Be safe. And you have some time. Tomorrow is a holiday. You all can stay up. Take care.